What's good, people? Welcome back to another video on 8 Count. In today's video, we are going to be calling out Steel City Interactive. First of all, for lying, and then for the bullshit product that we have right now. I'm going to be giving you my review of the current product that we're playing, as well as the patch, which is coming out in December. As always, if you do enjoy today's video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment, let me know your thoughts and opinions around the current state of Undisputed. Let's head over to the patch notes. So, I think, first of all, let's touch upon this bullshit that we have up here. The fact that they're, talking about, to ensure we're delivering a significant and high quality improvements. Our first update is planned to drop mid-December. We know it feels like a long time. However, this enables us to properly test, refine, and tweak fixes so that you get the best experience possible. Also, it enables us to deliver on these fixes without a knock-on impact to other planned updates that we know players care about, both in December and further updates. Bullshit! I'm just calling it out right here. It's bullshit. I know there are problems in this game right now which are going to take a long time to fix. But there are other problems which could be fixed within a week tops, or could be fixed within a day if you just, take out certain elements until you actually fix the game. We're going to start off with the bullet point stagger hit reactions causing desync issues, which lead to players being unable to fight effectively. So let's start things off. This is one of them, which is going to take time. I think desync has been an issue since the start of the early access. People getting rocked from punches from someone who's on the other side of the ring. It just doesn't make sense. So I understand that this one could take up to December. Personally, I don't think they've shown us anything which would, lead to me thinking that they can fix it by December. I'd love them to prove me wrong, but I just don't see it happening personally. In terms of the desync right now, the stagger hits, what they're talking about, which is causing it. I'm not sure why that would cause it, but the actual stagger hit reactions are dog shit in this game. I don't understand why you're rewarding an opponent for landing a power jab by freezing me for like 3-4 seconds so he can land another two power shots. The state of this game is absolutely ridiculous. In terms of the desync, though, I'm not a game designer, I'm not an expert on netcode, but surely having I guess, going into a game knowing you're on a stable connection on low ping would be a benefit to it. I'm sure it wouldn't fix it completely, but I'm sure it's something which would help. So why haven't we got a lobby system? Why don't we have the option to go, I'm going to search for a lightweight fight. We go into a lobby, me and my opponent, I can see the ping at the top. Oh, great, we're on 18 ping. He picks, I don't know, Sugar Ray Robinson. I pick Roberto Duran. We don't have a mirror match, and we also know the game is going to be on a stable connection. I don't know why that hasn't been implemented. It's something I've been calling for quite a while, and it still just hasn't happened. Like I said, desync, and that's been a problem since the early access. This is something that's going to take time, and I accept that. But then again, why say throughout the early access period we are not going to drop this game, we are not going to release the full game till the game is ready, then completely ignore the early access and drop this version of the game into early access so it can be tested before you release it into full access, and then just ignore that and pull it out without knowing. It's a cash grab. It's a complete lie from them. They've completely lied. They said they're going to wait till the game's ready. Yeah, they drop it in the state that it's in. You should have game testers as well. Who's been testing this? Obviously, they weren't testing, in the correct way, looking for exploits. They were just playing the game the way that they want to play the game. It was like in early access when Ashby was saying, when I was making the game, well, when we were making the game, you were saying that I wanted to play like a boxer. I wasn't thinking that people were going to exploit it by throwing 20 lead hooks. Well, guess what? Combat sports gaming community is toxic as shit. And they're going to do anything they can to just get a win. I don't understand it. I know that they might not understand it, but it's something you got to look for. And the fact that the game is dropped in this state is, like I said, I think it's a cash grab. I think it's lunacy. Power punches, sorry, consistently bleed through blocks, meaning winning a fight is largely down to throwing power punches online. I disagree with this. I don't think power punches is the only reason you're going to win online. I mean, I come up against people who are throwing 300. I might throw 10 to 16 or something like that. And I'm winning fights. It comes down to when someone's a good fighter and they know how to play the game, especially just the basics, and then they're mixing in some of this cheesy stuff. then it's basically impossible to fight. And the next point, Deontay Wilder is overpowered. Yeah, no shit. This, I mean, if they would have dropped this version of the game into early access, we would have known that. I just don't understand the thinking behind it. My biggest problem with the power punches right now is the stamina. I don't feel like we had this in the last version of the game, so I don't know what led to, I guess, power punches being so overpowered. I'm guessing it's the new animations that they added in, which overall I would say are pretty good. I think now with the new animations and the fluidity you're able to put your combinations together with, it's probably like my main positive of the game. But yeah, power punches are fucked, and Deontay Wilder is fucked. But you know what? You can wait till December. Why not add a hot fix? Why not go, hey guys, we understand power punches are super overpowered right now, and so is Deontay Wilder. So here's something that we're gonna do. Deontay Wilder is gonna be, for the time being, removed from the game in terms of online play, and power punches are also going to be removed. It might just be for a week while we fix it, but no, we're gonna have to wait and play this same garbage game. uh, it just doesn't make sense to me. Next up, we have players becoming stuck in an infinite transition screen after winning through an injury TKO. Haven't noticed this one myself. I've noticed it when people quit out sometimes the game freezes. The one before that I missed. Some DLC fighters are unable to be used online. This is highway robbery, right? People are paying for a product. You're telling them that they can get it, and then, oh, it doesn't work. Okay, let's fix it. Hang on a second, you're gonna have to wait 2 months. So uh, it just doesn't make no sense. In my opinion, first impressions are a very important thing in this world, I guess. If someone comes up to you, shakes your hand, seems nice, you're going to think highly of that person. Someone comes up to you and spits in your face, you're probably going to think negatively of them. And that's what they're kind of doing here, the fact that these issues shouldn't take 2 months. And this bollocks that they're, coming out with about, oh, we don't want it to affect or knock on, other fucking updates that other players are going to care about. Fix the problems that you have right now. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. For a minority of users, DLC doesn't appear on a second account. Look, this one's not as big to me because I don't use a second account. I play on PC and Xbox, but mainly on Xbox. So yeah, I haven't noticed this one myself, or haven't actually heard about it. But after they go on, we don't intend to stop here. However, we are planning further updates that will provide even more improvements, game balancing, penalties for players quitting early during matches, and additional features. Yeah, great. That's all great. But you're leaving people with this product now, and it's going to drive people away from this game. It's going to drive, I think early access, you looked at it, when it first came out, I thought the game was good, but then we came against some of the exploits that were happening in the game, and the game very quickly became, you know, not fun, and people stopped playing it, and the player base died out. And yeah, people would come back for some of the updates, like the Big Daddy update or the Kawasaki update, to try out things, but sooner or later, it just felt like the player base was completely dead on the game. And I have a worry that that's going to happen in this game, and it's just not going to be good. Right now we don't have crossplay, so the player base is completely split. Let's just say that. I think if we had crossplay, it maybe wouldn't be as big as a problem because people would be able to find fights, and you could even add in more divisions because you took divisions away, like the fact we can't use Bam Rodriguez, Sonny Edward, Beevil. We can't use these people online. If we had crossplay, maybe that would fix it, but also it'd keep the player base together. But you're going to drive people away, and on certain platforms, I think this game is just going to become a ghost town. No one's going to be playing it. Other problems I have with the game right now, I think the inside fighting magnet thing is really cheesy. You're trying to pull away from someone, but you're stuck. Something I don't like. I also think that outside fighting right now is kind of OP. I think if you're the person trying to cut someone off, make the ring small, cut off the ring, it's just not effective. People are rolling out. You're throwing hooks, and obviously there's no what's the word for it? Vulnerability in this game right now. They took that away from the early access, and people are able to get off scot free. You get them into a corner, and they're able to just rotate without any issues whatsoever. Something that definitely needs to be played. I talked about crossplay. I think that's something that eventually is going to have to come to this game, especially if they drive away so much of the player base. because eventually it's going to be hard to find matches. I think, considering this is a new game, you can search, at times which should be populated for a match in a certain division, and it can take up to 2 minutes, which is really bad. They're talking about how this game has sold well, but it just doesn't feel like it has. I don't feel like this game has much hype. You go on Twitch, there aren't that many people watching it. I know that on YouTube, the likes of Proxys is able to bring in a big view account to watch this game. But overall, I don't feel like this game has really done that well for the way they're talking about how it's done well. And right now, in my opinion, this game is a purely offline game, because online you can have fun, but you need both fighters to kind of do a gentleman's agreement where they're like, look, we're both going to play the game, we're not going to abuse the mechanics. And you can have great fun, don't get me wrong. I think there are elements of this game which are really fun, like I talked about before, the ability to put your combinations together, the fluidity of the new actual punching animations. Really like it. But right now, you're most likely going to come into someone who's going to try and abuse the game mechanics. And even if you're winning, it's just not fun. So yeah, I think it's largely should be an offline game right now. But the problem is the game modes absolutely fucking suck. The career mode just isn't immersive. It lacks something. I don't know what it is, because I played it on the early access and they haven't really updated it, and it's just not going to bring you back and back. Once you become undisputed, what are you going to do then? There's just not much to do. I think the fact that you look at UFC Undisputed 3 and the game modes that game had, like title mode, where you could pick a fighter and then you'd climb the ranks and try to become the champion. Once that happened, you were able to defend that bout. So you could literally grind the entire game with every fighter till the point you could defend the bout with every fighter. And that was a great game mode. We also had the kind of like remaking classic fights. Can you imagine this game with like an ESPN broadcast? And it's like Ali versus Frazier, Rumble in the Jungle. And, you know, can you recreate what Ali did, or can you change the fight, with Frazier? That would be sick in this game, but we don't have modes like that. We're stuck with the career mode, which I'm saying is just bare bones lacking. And also, there's this, like, if you've played FIFA before, it's like a squad battles mode on here, where there's 3 different difficulties, like undisputed and whatever the other 2 are. And you go in and you're rewarded with points for, not getting hit and landing like at a high percentage and knocking out your opponent quickly. But it doesn't make no sense, because there's a leaderboard for it, but there's no fucking reward for actually doing it. So what's the point? But yeah, guys, the game mode sucks. And I guess one of the biggest problems is now that Fight Night apparently is in production. I know we've been hearing this for a while, so it's hard to say whether or not it's true. But if that is true, this game is it's on the ropes. Let's just say that. Hopefully they can come back from this. Have my doubts. I've been rooting for this game for a while, but the state it's in right now is just, it's really sad, for combat sports video game fan. And yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think the game can recover from this? Personally, I think it's going to drive away so many fans. And in the first place, I don't feel like the game had that much hype to begin with. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But thank you guys for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, like I said at the start, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. And I think I'm going to come back with maybe some sort of tier list in terms of the fighters that you should use on the game. I know right now it's not too fun, but hopefully we can bring some fun to the game anyway. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Take care. Peace.